Morning folks, Kent with KJS Painting and Renovations. Got some stucco right over here that was falling off the house. And here's the job. There's a big crack over here. I can put my pinky into it, but it runs the full length. This piece was falling off the house, so there's some screws here and here. I put some screws in here just to hold it on. And we've got the weldcrete. So that's going to get brushed on here. That's going to help the new stucco patch bond to this existing stuff. So I've got some tools here. I was in the putty knife a little earlier, just trying to get the paint off of here. I took a hammer up here and I sort of, if I can see that. That was a real straight line, but just to make it a little more jaggy so that the stucco will work. And, alright, hold on. Here we go. I have some of this extruded metal, and that's going to go inside here. So the idea is to kind of get some in there. Of course, got my snips. Let me work it in there. I want to put some of this in over here too. Fold it in, maybe use a nail or two, and then brush it down with some of the weldcrete, mix up some stucco, and fill that. Okay, one added note, I've got some spray, Thompson's water seal in a can, and earlier I was able to spray inside here, sort of strafing the stream of this stuff across the wood up here too. I was able to spray inside here, so I tried to saturate some of the wood behind here with this. Try to keep it in good shape, and when the screws went in, there was plenty of material for this to bite into, so that's pretty solid. That's one other thing that we did here. See, we got little bits of this wire in here. I'm putting it in with a trowel. It's real sharp. This here stuff can hurt you. So, and I'm doing it one-handed again, trying to film this. So you get the idea, just about in there. And then once the stucco gets in, I'll put some weldcrete over this whole thing. God, it'll never come out. It'll be a great fix. Okay, well there's the wire. This has got a couple nails in it. It's harder to get that wire in there than you think, and it runs down the length of this. Maybe the camera doesn't, you can see the wire. Runs down the length of this here. So now we're going to put brush some of the weldcrete on. Whoops, I'm going to make up some stucco first so that it can have a chance to get made up. So I've got a little water in the bucket and some of this concrete blender. I'm going to mix it up pretty thick and heavy so it sticks in there. Well, got this mixed up nice and thick. This is about the consistency of it. Let that sit for a little bit. I stirred up the weldcrete, and so if I can go on the ladder with one hand, and at any rate, this is the stuff. I kind of use it as a scoop, kind of roll the brush to get it on there. As I miss, yeah, of course, one-handed, right? There's nothing really special about this. Just try to not drip it everywhere. Get it in there, like so. Get the idea, I'll go faster once I put the camera down. Okay, mix this up one more time. We've got the weldcrete all brushed on here. We're going to start at the bottom of this. I wonder if the camera's going to see it. Let's see, I think I'll use this little tool. I mean, that could be a little thicker. Let's see. Get this in here. Kind of slam it in there. Look at that. Not bad. Kind of use this little motion to kind of screet it in there. Get some more. Let me put the bucket closer. That's the ticket, baby. Just like that. Get it in there. Okay. Back to it. I made enough. Talk about it. Yeah, come on, baby. It's, I do two hands, this work a little better. Good to work it in both directions, this way, that way. Alright, maybe a little thicker, folks. Make this a little thicker. But yeah, start at the bottom so it has something to hold on to. And as you work your way to the top, it kind of stacks up a bit more, you know, one-handed. So, do one more fill. That's still kind of a fun video. Talk about it. There's that motion again. Try to really get it in there. This will be a nice fix when it's done. You want to load up, kind of load up the center of the knife, not so much the edges of it. And it's a little easier now that we're up a little higher. See if I can show you the technique here. Just kind of both directions. If I can get it on the camera, I'm gonna work it in there. And that's not bad. And just go back at it. Of course, I'm loading the knife with the other little trowel here. But yeah, try to load up the center of the knife and just kind of work your way up like that. Here's a technique to get the product up there. Sometimes you take the back side of the knife. Brilliant, huh? And just sort of, well, it pretty much looks like this once it's all in there. It's been about 20 minutes. You want this to set up a little bit before you switch over to the sponge float. So here I've got the sponge float. It's kind of wrung out pretty good. And trying to do is clean up all this wood here. Damn, maybe I waited slightly too long. It's only been about 15-20 minutes. But you can sort of see this kind of blends the patch in a bit more. Now I waited the right amount of time. And I'll just do this one section here. I want it to look about like that. That maybe is a little too much off of it. But there's a little technique to this. And keep turning the sponge around and finding a cleaner part of the sponge and rinse it a lot. Really want to kind of wing it out too. If it's too wet, that's not what you want. Here, see, we've got to clean this up a little bit here. Turn it around. Not always one-handed, it's a pain in the butt. Yeah, almost waited too long, about 15-20 minutes. And then this will come off a little easier. But essentially, just for the sake of the video, maybe I'll try to blend this area in a little bit. You know, frustrating with one hand. Okay, here we go. Yeah, see, if you go too much, it starts to take it down. I don't want to have it go down so much. Might come back for just a tiny scratch after. There's a lot of area to fill in. And so, it's kind of the technique there. I have to clean up the, this water was dirty to start with, so I'm a little frustrated. So I gotta clean it and get the camera. Keep the camera going here. Also put some over the nail holes. That's much easier to blend because we don't have the wood. See, it's kind of rough. Just blend it in. It's really fun, actually. It's a bit rough up there where the screws actually were. So, kind of blend it in with the sponge float. That looks nice. Kind of blend that edge like that. Kind of get the idea, and then clean this off with a little cleaner sponge. And you have to wait some time, I think 28 days, and then we can come back and paint this. Here's the patch at the top. Got the sponge float, and just sort of kind of a little circular motion. It's been about only 10 or 15 minutes for this part. Seems a little better. But yeah, over here on the bottom edge, that's where you kind of blend it in, blend these in, blend that one in, and that's kind of what it's looking like. I decided to go up here and fill this part in. That wasn't going to be part of what I was going to show you, but this over here, I'm going to prime it and use a little bit of Bondo and fix that, but really try to seal this whole corner of the building up so when the rains come it won't continue to get soaked and rot away as it was doing. Well, that's about it for this job. I'll just show you the last little bit of this. Like right over here is more how I'd like to see it, or even here. This looks really nice, the way this blends in. It's all filled in here. So, well, it's been Kent again with KJS Painting and Renovations. Thanks for watching the video. If you want some help doing this sort of thing, give me a call or an email. All right, thanks.